Welcome back to Coin Cash King's information channel. Today we will talk about the rarest 7 Australian coins. In the world of rare treasures, Australian coins stand in a league of their own, timeless symbols of power, heritage, and prestige. Each coin holds within it the heartbeat of a nation, stories of discovery, honor, and pride forged into precious metal. From the first coins minted in the early days of Australia's history to today's limited edition masterpieces, these coins capture moments that shaped a nation. Some are so rare that only a few lucky collectors will ever see them, let alone own them. Their beauty, their craftsmanship, and their mystery make them more than currency. They're living history, treasures that grow more valuable with time. Every detail, every design, and every mark tells a story, one that connects Australia's glorious past with its vibrant present. So when we talk about Australian coins, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about legacy, about art, and about hidden wealth waiting to be discovered by those who truly appreciate their worth. Tools. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often underestimated treasures in Australian currency, the Australia 20-cent coin from 1981. This coin might look like your ordinary pocket change, but don't be fooled. Behind its simple shine lies a story of rarity, history, and value that has collectors around the world searching for it. So if you've ever come across one of these coins in your old collection or tucked away in a drawer, you might just be holding something far more valuable than you think. Stay tuned till the end, because we'll reveal its current market value in today's auction scene and what makes it such a hot item for coin enthusiasts. The Australian 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia switched to decimal currency. Over the years, it has become one of the most iconic and widely recognized coins in the country. But the 1981 issue stands out from the rest due to its unique production story and limited mintage characteristics. During that year, Australia faced a high demand for 20-cent pieces, leading to some of the coins being minted not only in Australia but also in other countries such as Canada and Wales under special agreements. This cross-minting led to subtle differences in the coin's design and striking quality, making the year 1981 coins especially intriguing for collectors. The coin carries the beloved platypus design by Stuart Devlin, symbolizing Australia's rich wildlife heritage and creativity in coin design. Over 4 decades later, the 1981 edition has earned its place in Australian numismatic history as one of the most collectible 20-cent coins, especially when found in fine condition. One of the most remarkable things about the 1981 20-cent coin is the subtle detailing that sets it apart. The obverse side proudly features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, while the reverse showcases the stunning image of the platypus swimming gracefully through rippling water. But not every 1981 coin is the same depending on where it was minted. Tiny differences in strike quality, rim detail, and metal texture can be spotted. Collectors particularly value coins that maintain a strong strike, minimal wear, and clean edges. In fine or uncirculated condition, the shine of the nickel-copper alloy and the precision of the platypus design remain crisp and beautiful. These small but powerful details are what elevate this coin from ordinary to extraordinary in the eyes of collectors. Now, let's talk about what truly makes the 1981 Australia 20-cent coin so desirable. While millions of 20-cent coins were made, only a limited number of high-quality, well-preserved pieces have survived over the decades. Most coins in circulation have been worn down through daily use, making fine-condition examples increasingly scarce. Collectors today are constantly hunting for these coins, especially those with sharp detail and natural shine. The excitement grows when certain varieties appear in auctions. For example, coins minted overseas for Australian circulation, or those with minor die variations. These can spark bidding wars among enthusiasts and investors alike. The coin's age, combined with its limited availability in top grades, has made it one of the most highly sought-after 20-cent pieces in today's numismatic market. It is no longer just an everyday coin. It is a piece of history that is gaining recognition and value every single year. Here's where it gets really exciting. In today's auction market, a 1981 Australian 20-cent coin in fine condition can fetch a surprisingly strong price. Depending on condition, provenance, and demand, these coins have been seen selling anywhere from $181,000, with certain rare varieties or proof-like examples commanding even higher prices. The international collector scene, especially in Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom, has seen rising interest in these older decimal coins. As a result, prices have shown consistent upward movement, and many experts predict they will continue to appreciate. The demand is especially high for coins that are well preserved with clear details, the kind you might still find hidden in a collection, a coin jar, or an old wallet. If you think about it, holding a coin that was once just 20 cents in your hand but is now potentially worth $184,000 is an incredible feeling. That's the true magic of coin collecting. If you happen to own a 1981 Australian 20-cent coin, the first step is to inspect its condition carefully. Avoid cleaning it, as improper cleaning can reduce its value. Instead, store it safely in a coin holder or a protective sleeve to preserve its original luster. You can also have it professionally graded by a numismatic service to get an official condition rating. This can significantly boost its value if you ever decide to sell or auction it. For those who are just starting their coin collecting journey, keep your eyes open for older Australian coins from the 1970s and 1980s. These decades produced some truly special vintages, and many of them are beginning to rise in value. Building a collection that includes the 1981 Australia 20-cent coin is a fantastic way to start your portfolio of valuable Australian currency. The 1981 Australian 20-cent coin is more than just a piece of change. It's a remarkable piece of history, craftsmanship, and value. Its unique origin, striking design, and increasing rarity have made it a star in the collector's world. Whether you are an experienced numismatist or just someone curious about the coins in your drawer, this coin proves that sometimes the smallest treasures can hold the biggest stories and the biggest value. So take a moment to check your collection, your coin jars, or even your old piggy bank. You might just find a 1981 Australia 20-cent coin waiting to surprise you with its worth. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more amazing coin stories. Next, queen number 2. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and sought-after treasures in Australian coinage, the 2005 Australia 20-cent commemorative coin. This isn't just any ordinary coin you'd find in your loose change. It's a piece of modern history, a collector's dream, and a shining example of Australia's rich numismatic heritage. If you've ever wondered how a simple 20-cent coin could turn into something worth big dollars, then this video is for you. Stay tuned till the end, because we will also explore its current market value and why collectors around the world are hunting for this rare gem right now. The 2005 Australia 20-cent commemorative coin holds a special place in the country's coinage history. It was issued to celebrate and highlight important aspects of Australia's culture and national pride. Produced by the Royal Australian Mint, this coin reflects the Mint's long-standing tradition of excellence and precision. During this year, Australia continued to honor key events and figures through its circulating coins, and the 2005 commemorative 20-cent stands as one of the most eye-catching releases. The coin was minted in limited quantities, which means not everyone got the chance to hold one in their hands. Today, 2 decades later, this coin has become a cherished collectible that represents not just monetary value, but also a part of Australian heritage, preserved in shining metal. What makes the 2005 Australia 20-cent commemorative coin so remarkable is its exquisite design and craftsmanship. The obverse side of the coin proudly bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a symbol of enduring stability and tradition. But it's the reverse design that truly sets this coin apart. The artwork beautifully captures the essence of Australia, intricate, detailed, and filled with meaning. The level of precision in its engraving makes it a standout piece, even among other commemorative coins. Its fine luster, smooth edges, and perfectly balanced layout make it visually stunning. When seen under proper lighting, its shine and finish look almost proof-like, which is why collectors value it so highly, especially in very fine or uncirculated condition. Now, let's talk about rarity, one of the main reasons this coin has become a hot topic in the collecting community. The 2005 Australia 20-cent commemorative coin was not minted in massive numbers, and over time, many coins from that period were either damaged, lost, or withdrawn from circulation. That's why finding one in very fine condition today is a true achievement. Collectors all over the world are constantly searching for this coin to complete their sets or to hold onto it as a long-term investment. The coin's limited mintage, historical relevance, and its beautiful condition combine to make it one of the most sought-after Australian 20-cent pieces in modern times. Demand has only increased with the years as collectors realize how few of these coins remain in collectible condition. In today's numismatic market, the 2005 Australia 20-cent commemorative coin commands impressive value, especially when it's in very fine or uncirculated condition. Its collector value can rise dramatically depending on preservation and rarity. Many coin enthusiasts report this coin being sold for several $116,000 in premium auctions, depending on its grade and presentation. In the right conditions and with increasing global demand for rare Australian coins, this coin's value has been steadily rising. Collectors and investors alike recognize it as a smart acquisition, with the potential to appreciate further in the coming years. When a coin represents both artistry and scarcity, its price often reflects its true worth, and this 2005 commemorative piece is a perfect example of that. For collectors who are either starting out or looking to expand their collection, the 2005 Australia 20-cent coin is an excellent choice. Always look for coins in very fine or uncirculated condition. The sharper the details, the higher the value. Store your coin properly in a protective case or capsule to prevent scratches and tarnish. If you ever come across one of these coins in circulation, don't spend it, hold on to it. Get it professionally graded if possible, as certification can further increase its market appeal and price. Joining collector communities or numismatic groups can also give you better insight into current trends and market movements. Remember, with rare coins like this one, patience and preservation always pay off in the long run. The 2005 Australia 20-cent commemorative coin is far more than just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of history, artistry, and enduring value. From its limited mintage to its stunning design and rising collector demand, this coin continues to capture the imagination of numismatists across the world. If you're lucky enough to own one in very fine condition, you're holding onto a small but powerful piece of Australian legacy that could be worth far more than you think. As time passes and fewer examples remain in pristine state, its value and desirability are only expected to climb higher. So keep your eyes open, because the next rare coin you find in your change might just be your golden opportunity. Next, queen number 3. In today, we're diving into one of Australia's most fascinating and valuable coins, the 1967 Australian 20-cent coin. At first glance, it might look like just another ordinary coin, but don't be fooled. This piece of Australian history carries incredible value and significance. Collectors around the world are on the lookout for this coin, especially those in very fine condition, and today, we are going to explore why it is in such high demand and how it could be worth a surprising amount in today's market. So stay tuned till the end, because you don't want to miss the full story of this remarkable 20-cent coin that's turning heads at auctions and among serious collectors. The Australian 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, following the changeover to the decimal currency system, when Australia transitioned from pounds, shillings, and pence to dollars and cents. The 1967 issue was part of the early production years and holds a special place in numismatic history. These coins were minted at a time when Australia was proudly showcasing its new decimal currency to the world. The 1967 issue is particularly important because it represents the early stage of modern Australian coinage. Minted primarily of the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, some of these coins were also struck overseas due to high demand, which makes identifying specific mint varieties even more interesting for collectors today. The 1967 Australian 20-cent coin features a stunning design that's instantly recognizable. On the obverse side, we see the young Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine, showcasing her regal profile that symbolizes Australia's connection to the Commonwealth. On the reverse side is the beautiful platypus, an iconic Australian animal, designed by Stuart Devlin, the same artist who created many of Australia's most beloved coin designs. The platypus design gives the coin a distinctly Australian identity and timeless charm. Made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, the coin has a distinctive silver color, a weight of 11.31 grams, and a diameter of 28.52 millimeters. These specifications reflect the durability and quality that have helped many of these coins survive in good condition for decades. Now let's talk about rarity and demand, two words that every collector loves to hear. The 1967 20-cent coin is considered a key collectible because it belongs to the early decimal years, which always attract strong interest. While millions were minted, very few have survived in very fine or uncirculated condition, making such coins increasingly difficult to find. Over time, many have been lost, damaged, or worn out through circulation, leaving only a small percentage in collectible grade. Collectors are constantly searching for well-preserved examples, especially those with sharp details, clean edges, and minimal wear. Coins in this state often fetch much higher prices in the market because they represent the coin's original beauty and historical value. The 1967 Australia 20 cent has also gained international attention, making it a sought-after coin not only in Australia but among global numismatists as well. In today's auction market, the 1967 Australia 20 cent coin has seen a notable surge in value, especially for those in very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated condition. Depending on the quality, mint mark, and overall preservation, these coins can fetch anywhere from $127,000 and in some rare instances even higher. Collectors pay close attention to strike clarity and any unique minting characteristics. Some varieties with slight errors, such as off-center strikes or double rim details, have been known to sell for even more. With growing awareness of Australian coinage and a strong collector base, the 1967 Australia 20 cent coin continues to rise in popularity and market value year after year. If you're lucky enough to own a 1967 Australia 20 cent coin, or if you come across one in your change or collection, here are a few things to keep in mind. Always handle the coin carefully. Avoid touching the faces directly with your fingers to prevent oils or dirt from affecting its condition. Store it in a protective case or coin holder to preserve its shine and detail. Consider having it graded by a professional coin grading service, as certification can significantly increase its value and trust among buyers. Keep an eye on auction results and collector forums to stay updated on market trends, because prices can rise quickly as demand grows. And most importantly, never underestimate the power of rarity. Even a small difference in condition can make a big difference in value. The 1967 Australian 20 cent coin is more than just an old piece of change. It's a symbol of Australian history, art, and identity. And from its elegant design to its growing value in today's market, this coin stands out as a true collectible gem. Coins like these remind us that treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places, even in your spare change or old coin jar at home. As collector interest continues to grow, so does the demand and the dollar value of this remarkable coin. So if you've got one in your collection, hold on to it. Its story and worth are only becoming more valuable with time. Next, Queen number 4. In Today, we're diving deep into one of Australia's most iconic and highly sought-after coins, the 1966 Australian 20 cent coin. If you've got one lying around, don't take it lightly. This coin has become a true gem in the numismatic world, especially when found in very fine condition. In today's video, we will explore the rich history of this coin, its stunning design, what makes it unique, and why collectors around the world are paying big dollars for it right now. So make sure you watch this video till the very end, because by the time we are done, you will know exactly why this small silver beauty could be worth a fortune today. The story of the 1966 Australian 20 cent coin begins with a major turning point in Australia's history, the transition from the old pound system to the decimal currency. On the 14th of February 1966, Australia officially introduced decimal coins, and the 20 cent coin was one of the very first coins to enter circulation under the new system. It replaced the florin and immediately became one of the most used and recognizable coins in the country. The coin's release marked a new chapter in Australian identity, symbolizing progress, modernization, and a bold step into the future. What makes the 1966 issue especially fascinating is that it was struck both in Australia and in London at the Royal Mint to meet the massive demand during the currency changeover. That's why today, collectors are always eager to identify where their 1966 Australia 20 cent coin was minted, as both mints produce slightly different variations. Now let's talk about what makes this coin so special. The 1966 Australian 20 cent coin features one of the most beloved Australian designs, the graceful platypus swimming through rippling water, designed by the talented Stuart Devlin, who was later knighted for his artistic contribution to coin design. The obverse side of the coin features the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine, giving it that classic 1960s royal charm. The coin is made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a beautiful silver-like appearance that has stood the test of time. The craftsmanship, metallic composition, and aesthetic balance make it one of the most elegant coins in the Australian decimal series. And in very fine condition, the detailing of the platypus and the Queen's portrait remains sharp, giving it that eye-catching brilliance collectors crave. Even though millions of 20-cent coins were produced in 1966, finding one today in very fine or higher grade is getting harder every year. Many of these coins were used heavily in circulation, leading to wear and scratches over time. But the coins that survived with minimal marks and strong details have now become rare collector's items. What really excites collectors is the existence of some rare variants such as those with slight differences in the number size or strike strength between the Canberra Mint and the London Mint. There are also known examples with die variations or missed strikes that command huge prices at auctions. Coin collectors across Australia and internationally are competing for the best conditioned specimens of this coin, pushing up demand and market value steadily. Every year, the 1966 Australia 20 cent in fine or very fine condition continues to appreciate in value, making it a solid addition to any coin collection. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know: the current market value. In today's auction market, the 1966 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine condition can fetch impressive prices depending on its mint mark, rarity, and preservation. Regular very fine condition coins can sell anywhere from $142,000, but coins with rare die errors, London mint marks, or proof-like finishes can go far beyond $156,000 in some collector circles. And remember, as time goes on, coins like this only get rarer and more valuable. Experts believe that the 1966 Australia 20-cent coin is one of the most underrated investment coins in the Australian decimal era, and its demand is rapidly growing among both local and international collectors. So if you happen to find one in your old coin jar or family collection, hold on to it tightly, because its real value might surprise you sooner than you think. For all the passionate collectors out there, here are some insights to help you make the most of this coin's potential. Always handle your coins carefully. Never clean them with harsh chemicals, as it can reduce their value significantly. Store them in protective sleeves or capsules to preserve their shine and surface quality. When evaluating your 1966 20-cent coin, pay close attention to the sharpness of the platypus design, the clarity of the Queen's portrait, and any visible mint marks. If you can identify that your coin was minted in London or find any error features, you might be holding something incredibly rare. It's also wise to keep an eye on online auction platforms and coin shows, as these coins frequently appear and often surprise sellers with much higher final bids than expected. Building a small collection of Australian decimal coins, starting with the 1966 Australia 20 cent, is one of the best ways to enter the world of valuable numismatics. So there you have it, the 1966 Australian 20-cent coin, a true piece of modern Australian history that continues to capture the hearts of collectors around the world. From its rich heritage during the decimal changeover to its stunning platypus design and growing market value, this coin is much more than just change. It's a treasure. Whether you already own one or are inspired to start your collection after watching this video, remember that every coin has a story, and some stories are worth thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more rare coin discoveries, and drop a comment below if you have a 1966 Australia 20-cent coin in your collection. Who knows, your coin could be the next big find in the numismatic world. Next, Queen number 5. And today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and sought-after coins in Australian currency history, the 1972 Australia 20-cent coin. This coin, often seen with light black or rusty shades due to its age and metal composition, is now considered a true gem among collectors. Whether you have one tucked away in an old drawer or spotted it in your change, this little piece of metal could be worth much more than you think. So stay tuned till the end, because we are revealing why this coin is in such high demand today and how its value has skyrocketed in recent years. The Australian 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, following Australia's transition from the pound to the decimal currency system. However, the year 1972 holds a special place in coinage history. That year, the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra produced a relatively limited number of 20-cent coins, only a fraction compared to other years. The coin was designed by Stuart Devlin, a master craftsman known as the designer of coins for the world. The front side, or obverse, features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, representing the authority of the Commonwealth of Australia. The reverse side showcases the iconic platypus, one of Australia's most beloved native animals, swimming gracefully through rippling water. This combination of royal grace and natural beauty makes the 1972 Australia 20-cent coin one of the most artistically balanced designs in Australian currency. Every curve, every detail from the Queen's crown to the platypus's whiskers reflects the perfection and craftsmanship of the era. Over time, these coins have gained historical and cultural importance, symbolizing the craftsmanship of early Australian minting. The 1972 Australian 20-cent coin stands out not only for its age, but also for its distinctive features. Most coins from that year show signs of natural toning, a dark or rusty patina that develops from years of oxidation. Far from being a flaw, this natural black shading adds a vintage charm, proving the coin's authenticity and long life. In very fine condition, with details of both Queen Elizabeth II and the platypus clearly visible, the coin's value increases dramatically. The edge of the coin is smooth, while its 28.65 millimeters diameter and copper-nickel composition make it sturdy and lasting. Collectors often prize coins that retain sharp lettering and fine details, especially around the Queen's facial features and the platypus design. These features, combined with the historical rarity of the 1972 issue, make this coin a true standout in any collection. Now let's talk about what truly makes this coin so valuable: its rarity and demand. The 1972 Australia 20-cent coin had one of the lowest mintage numbers among the early Australian decimal issues. While millions of coins were produced in other years, the year 1972 batch was significantly smaller, making surviving pieces in fine condition extremely rare today. Collectors from around the world are now actively seeking these coins, especially those with natural toning and minimal wear. Online auctions and collector markets show strong competition whenever a high-grade 1972 coin appears. The rarity of finding a well-preserved coin, one that still shows all design details and has that attractive aged patina, makes it highly desirable. The older it gets, the more valuable it becomes, as the number of remaining quality coins continues to drop each year. Here's the part everyone's been waiting for: how much is it worth today? Depending on the condition, the 1972 Australian 20-cent coin can fetch impressive prices. A coin in very fine condition with original luster or deep patina can reach from several hundred to over 1,000 Australian dollars in today's collector market. In some recent auctions, rare examples have sold for even higher prices, especially those certified and graded by professional numismatic services. Collectors and investors are treating these coins as small pieces of history that appreciate in value over time. With growing global interest in Australian rare coins, the 1972 Australia 20-cent coin has become one of the most sought-after treasures among modern collectors. So if you have one in your possession, hold on tight. Its future value looks promising. For anyone lucky enough to own a 1972 Australia 20-cent coin, proper care and handling are essential. Always store it in a dry, clean coin holder to prevent further oxidation. Never attempt to polish or clean the coin, as that can damage its surface and reduce its collector value. Instead, preserve it naturally. The aged look often adds to its authenticity and charm. If you are on the lookout to buy one, make sure to verify authenticity and condition before purchasing. Joining numismatic forums or visiting coin fairs can help you connect with trusted dealers. Remember, coins like these are not just metal. They're time capsules holding stories and history that continue to grow in value each passing year. The 1972 Australian 20-cent coin is a shining example of how everyday currency can transform into a rare collectible masterpiece. With its elegant design, historical significance, and growing scarcity, this coin stands as a symbol of Australia's rich minting legacy. In today's market, its demand and value are soaring, making it a true prize for anyone lucky enough to own one. So next time you check your coin jar or old wallet, keep an eye out for that 1972 Australia 20-cent coin. You might just be holding a piece of history worth far more than 20 cents. Next, queen number 6. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable pieces of Australian coinage history, the Australia 20-cent coin from 1980. At first glance, it might seem like just another coin from your change, but this coin has a story, a legacy, and a surprising value that might shock you. If you have one lying around in your old collection or pocket, don't let it go, because the 1980 Australian 20-cent coin is becoming a rising star in the numismatic world. Stay tuned till the end, because you will find out exactly why collectors all over the world are paying big dollars for this beauty in today's market. The 1980 Australian 20-cent coin holds a special place in the nation's coinage history. First introduced in 1966, when Australia switched to decimal currency, the 20-cent coin quickly became a common piece of everyday life. However, the 1980 edition stands out for its remarkable minting quality and unique historical significance. It was produced during a period when Australia's economy was booming, and the Royal Australian Mint was at its peak in coin production excellence. The obverse side features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machen, representing the dignity and continuity of the Commonwealth. On the reverse, the iconic platypus designed by Stuart Devlin, the master goldsmith, symbolizes Australia's rich wildlife and national identity. Every curve, line, and detail of this design tells a story of artistry and national pride. What makes the 1980 Australian 20-cent coin truly stand out are its intricate features and flawless design. The coin weighs 11.3 grams, made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that distinct silvery shine that lasts for decades. Its diameter of 28.52 millimeters gives it a solid feel, and the rounded milled edge adds a refined touch to its craftsmanship. The platypus swimming beneath the ripples is one of the most beloved designs in Australian numismatics. Collectors adore this coin not only for its visual appeal, but for the precision and clarity that remain evident even after more than 4 decades. Coins in very fine condition still retain their full detail, with minimal wear, and that is exactly the type of coin that collectors are hunting for in today's market. Now let's talk about what truly drives the value of this coin rarity and collector demand. While millions of 20-cent coins were minted in 1980, only a small percentage have survived in very fine or uncirculated condition. Over time, most coins faced heavy circulation, scratches, and wear. But those preserved carefully by collectors or found in mint sets have become rare gems. These coins represent a piece of Australia's cultural and monetary history, and collectors worldwide are realizing their significance. The demand has surged not only among Australian collectors, but also among international buyers who appreciate Commonwealth coinage. In recent years, the 1980 Australia 20-cent coin has become a must-have for serious numismatists due to its increasing rarity and the nostalgia it carries from the early 80s era. Here's the exciting part: the value. The 1980 Australian 20-cent coin, especially in very fine condition, is fetching remarkable prices in auctions and private collector markets. Depending on the condition, these coins can range anywhere from $140,000, and for those in mint or proof-like condition, values can climb even higher. In recent coin auctions and online marketplaces, some exceptional examples have been sold for premium prices, especially if they have unique errors or near. Collectors are willing to pay top dollars for coins that capture the true spirit of Australian minting excellence from this era. Every day, as more people become aware of its growing scarcity, the coin's market value continues to rise, making it not just a collector's delight, but also a smart investment for the future. If you're lucky enough to own one of these beautiful 1980 Australia 20-cent coins, here's what you should do. First, handle it with care. Always use gloves or a soft cloth to avoid adding fingerprints or scratches. Store it in a protective coin holder or album to preserve its condition. Avoid cleaning it with chemicals, as that can reduce its numismatic value. If you're looking to buy one, make sure you purchase from reputable dealers or auction houses to ensure authenticity. Keep an eye out for special editions or coins with minting errors. These are often the ones that attract the highest bids. Remember, with demand rising and availability shrinking, the 1980 Australian 20-cent coin is becoming a prized possession for both new and experienced collectors alike. So, there you have it, the fascinating story of the 1980 Australian 20-cent coin. A timeless piece of history that's capturing the hearts of collectors around the globe. From its beautiful design and rich background to its growing rarity and impressive market value, This coin truly stands out as a hidden treasure. If you have one in your collection, cherish it because its value is only going up from here. And if you don't, it's the perfect time to start looking for one before prices climb even higher. Next, queen number 7. In Today, we're diving deep into one of Australia's most fascinating and valuable coins, the 1979 Australian 20-cent coin. At first glance, it might look like any ordinary coin, but trust me, this piece holds a special place in numismatic history and can be worth a lot more than you might imagine. If you have one of these coins lying around, especially in very fine condition, you could be holding a small fortune right in your hand. So stay tuned till the end of this video, because we are going to uncover everything from the rich history of this coin, its unique features, collector demand, and of course, its rising market value in dollars today. The 1979 Australian 20-cent coin was part of the decimal coinage system introduced in 1966, marking a new era for Australian currency. By 1979, the Royal Australian Mint had perfected its minting quality, producing coins that reflected the craftsmanship and pride of a growing nation. The 20-cent coin continued to feature the graceful platypus design by Stuart Devlin, a design that became one of the most recognizable and loved images on Australian coins. What makes 1979 stand out is its place in the timeline. It represents the early, pure phase of Australian decimal currency. And coins from this era are now crossing the 45-year mark, which makes them vintage collectibles. Collectors around the world appreciate 1979 coins for their historical connection to the early years of modern Australian coinage. Each coin tells a story of trade, growth, and national identity, and having one in very fine or better condition is like owning a small piece of history frozen in time. The 1979 Australian 20-cent coin is more than just a piece of metal. It's an artwork in miniature form. Struck in copper nickel, it features the elegant Queen Elizabeth II portrait on the obverse, sculpted by Arnold Machine, which showcases the youthful grace of Her Majesty during that period. On the reverse, the coin proudly displays the platypus swimming through rippling water, symbolizing Australia's unique wildlife and natural heritage. The fine details on this coin, the crisp edges, the depth of the platypus design, and the reflective finish are what make it truly special. In very fine condition, the features remain sharp and distinct, making it highly attractive to serious collectors. Coins with full detail and minimal wear from 1979 are now increasingly hard to find, especially as many were lost in circulation or worn down over decades of use. Now let's talk about what truly excites collectors: rarity and demand. The 1979 20-cent coin might not have had a low mintage in its day, but as time has passed, most of these coins have disappeared from everyday use. Those that survive in very fine or extremely fine condition have become hot items in today's collector's market. The demand for vintage Australian decimal coins has skyrocketed over the past few years, as more people enter the hobby looking for coins that connect them with history. What makes this coin particularly desirable is the perfect combination of age, condition, and iconic design. Collectors love the 1979 edition for its clean, bold features, and when preserved well, it stands as one of the best examples of late 20th century Australian minting. Coins graded at higher levels, such as very fine or uncirculated, are now highly sought after in auctions and private sales. Let's move on to what everyone wants to know: the market value. Depending on the condition, the 1979 Australian 20-cent coin can command impressive prices in today's collector's market. In very fine condition, these coins can fetch anywhere between $100,000 and $85,000, and for those in uncirculated or proof, values can soar much higher, sometimes crossing $187,000 in auctions, where competition among collectors is strong. Recently, some rare error versions or exceptionally preserved specimens have even been reported selling for $199,000, showing just how powerful collector demand has become. The value of Australian coins is climbing globally as international buyers are recognizing their beauty, historical importance, and rarity. In the 1979 Australia 20-cent coin is one of the shining stars in this market. If you're lucky enough to find or already own a 1979 Australia 20-cent coin, the first step is preservation. Never clean the coin, as doing so can damage its surface and reduce its value. Store it in a soft, dry holder or capsule to prevent scratches or oxidation. When checking its value, always look for features such as clear details, strong edges, and minimal wear. These factors dramatically increase its appeal and market price. For those who are still searching, keep your eyes open in your old collections, or even at garage sales and estate auctions, because you never know where one might turn up. Building a small collection of Australian 20-cent coins from different years can also be a great investment, especially as their value continues to rise in the numismatic community. The 1979 Australian 20-cent coin is not just a piece of metal, it's a piece of history, a symbol of craftsmanship, and a hidden gem that's growing in demand among collectors worldwide. With its elegant design, strong connection to Australia's heritage, and rising market value, it stands out as one of the most rewarding coins to own today. So if you happen to have one in very fine condition, hold on to it tightly because its value could keep increasing as time goes on. If you enjoyed learning about this rare and valuable coin, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more coin treasure stories. You never know, the next coin we talk about might be sitting right in your pocket.